Here we are at the Scott Joplin residence here. Scott Joplin House State Historic Site here in St. Louis, Missouri. Well, Mr. Scott Joplin lived at this house 1901, 1902. He lived here for a couple years. Born in Texarkana, Texas, about 1868, nobody exactly knows. Died in 1917. He was called the King of Ragtime. Ragtime was a precursor to jazz. That early jazz. He worked as a young man at the railroad, and he moved to Sedalia, Missouri in 1894. Now, at the time of being a young man coming up in those areas, he found an attraction or wanted to somehow get affiliated with music in some kind of way. I believe the idea is that the current belief is that maybe not formal lessons he had, but maybe he learned through musicians that were in a little in Sedalia, Missouri, and also in perhaps Texarkana, where he started learning as much as he could. But as a young man, he played mandolin. He taught and played mandolin. And he later moved to Sedalia, Missouri in 1894. As a musician, black musician coming up playing piano, you would have played in brothels, bars, or such, or churches, red light districts, this kind of thing. That's kind of what he was doing. But all throughout his life, Scott Joplin was determined to make black music respectable. That's what I gather from my reading from years ago, which is why he compared his music to classical. He wanted his music to be on the same level as classical artists. Now, I took a part of the tour. There's no videoing, wasn't allowed, but I could take some still photos. So that's what you'll see. First, the first floor, which were the landlords that Scott rented from. A little bit about the beginnings of Sedalia years. Now here is 2658A Morgan, because that's what the street used to be called. In this building, located near an area known for its nightly allurements and reflecting a German-American heritage, Scott Joplin and his bride rented an upstairs flat at 2658A Morgan Street in 1902. Here, amid family and fellow ragtime musicians, Joplin completed a transformation from a competitive improvisational performer to what you know him as today. Now here we are. This would have been the entrance into his flat. On the left would have been the landlord. So I imagine there would have been a door or something there in between there. But this was where Scott Joplin entered into his apartment. Tenement housing. How many times did he go up this flight of stairs? Countless number, I guess. But we're going to take a look upstairs. And we're up the stairs. You can see that's the banners, the stairs we just came up. And this is the room facing the street. Notice the gas lights there. And she said they still work. Now, this next room would have been the living room. Nothing in here is original, by the way. So all of these, the furnishings would have been after the restoration. Unfortunately, sorry. It would have been nice to have original or even original piano, but nope. There's a piano there, but it's not original. This would have been the room that he would have taught piano out of. And there's a picture of there's a piano on the right. I haven't gotten there yet, but this is the same room, and there's the piano. Of course, it's not original. That would have been where he would have taught piano. There was a fire, and she was saying they replaced some of the boards. You can see them there. And this is dining room, I guess, like that. Now, this room would have been. They believe this to be the room where he slept, their bedroom. That would have been a small bed for two, but probably maybe a bigger bed. The front room was a little bit smaller than this. And this is another room off of the living room. This would have been the rear entrance or mud room. And to the kitchen. Again, nothing original with the gas lights. This building was almost destroyed or torn down, like much of urban renewal, as they say. Urban blight takes its toll, and someone realized that, hey, Scott Joplin used to live here. Now, they believe that The Entertainer was written while he lived here. That is one of his more popular songs outside of Maple Leaf Rag. Although there's not much left of the original neighborhood, but these homes were built around the 1860s. But take a trip, you'll find it very interesting.